Hey there guys, Tom here. Welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for my review of the brand new Shane Black movie, The Predator. But before we get into this review, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. So, The Predator, directed by Shane Black, who directed The Nice Guys a couple of years ago, which is a movie that I really enjoyed, and I think that is a great film. He also directed Iron Man 3, which I do not hate as much as everybody else. It's not a great movie, but I don't hate it as much as everyone else does. And now we have The Predator. Now critics are really torn on this movie. I think it's sitting at about a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes or around that number. And there are some people that really, really hate this movie, and there are some people that think this movie's okay. I'm actually one of the people that don't think this movie is as bad as some people are actually saying it is. Because for about the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I don't know what everyone's complaining about. Then the film gets a little bit messy in the middle, and then it starts to have some of the problems. So let's talk about some of the things that I actually liked about the movie first. The action in the film is pretty well done. I like the predators themselves. They are actually pretty awesome. Predators killing people is fun to watch. Boyd Holbrook actually serves as a pretty decent lead for the Predator. The cast in this film overall is actually a pretty well cast movie. The only one I thought was miscast in the role was Olivia Munn, and although she was serviceable, she was definitely miscast. You just don't buy her as the character that she's playing, but I won't give that away. But the rest of the crew that gets assembled to take out the Predator, while it's a pretty good cast and some pretty good actors in there, the writing for them and the characterization is just serviceable, and that's a word I'm going to be using a lot in this review because this entire movie is just serviceable. There's nothing offensively bad about the film. It's just kind of rides that line in the middle. So while there was nothing offensively bad, the movie definitely has its problems. Everything from pacing issues to story issues. There's a story thread that is built up in the movie, and you think it's going to be a pretty significant story thread because they keep talking about it and it keeps coming up, and then it ultimately ends up going nowhere. And I'm just like, well, what was the point? And plus, you didn't really need to have that story thread in the film anyway, so it ultimately just made no sense whatsoever. And the humor as well. Sometimes the humor was hit and miss. In fact, the whole movie, the humor was hit and miss. Sometimes the humor worked. There's a couple of gags that made me laugh pretty hard throughout the movie. A lot of times, I just kind of sat there and went, I don't know why anyone found this funny. Speaking of unnecessary things, there's a lot of swearing in the film. A lot of unnecessary F-bombs, and I'm like, listen man, I'm cool with dropping F-bombs in movies, but it just felt like, oh, look at us, we're trying to be cool, we're swearing in a movie, and it just came across like that, and it didn't really serve any purpose. There was no need to swear in those moments that they were. It wasn't like they're about to be killed, and it just felt out of place and really forced. And that's the thing about this movie too, is it tries really hard to be an 80s throwback movie. Like this movie it felt very 80s, which is fine, but it's like we already had that Predator movie. It already happened. Like if you're gonna make a new incarnation of the Predator film, make it for today's time, right? Like don't make it as an 80s movie, make it as a 2018 movie. Now moving on to the ending of The Predator. I'm not gonna give away what the ending is obviously, but the ending to me felt like, why? And it also was like, it just felt really anticlimactic to me. It didn't really make much sense, to be honest with you. I can kind of see what they were going for, and it does leave the door open for a sequel. I'm not sure if we're gonna get one. We'll see what the box office says. But anyway, guys, that will do it for my review of The Predator. I don't really recommend that you rush out and see this and spend money on it. Like I said, if you want to go and kill 2 hours and watch predators kill people and shove some popcorn in your face, it's good for that. It's a perfectly serviceable movie. I don't think it's complete garbage, but it's definitely not good and not great. So thank you very much for watching this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you and your friends never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I will talk to you guys next time.